The moment you see this coin, you might think it's just a simple dollar, something ordinary, something you've seen before, something you might even ignore. But what if I told you that this small piece of metal could hold a story far more powerful than its value? A story of history, identity, and hidden worth that most people never even realize. This is not just any coin. This is a Canadian $1 coin, often called the Loonie. And while millions of people have used it without a second thought, very few have ever stopped to truly look at it, because hidden in plain sight is something extraordinary. Look closely at the front of the coin. The face you see is not just a design. It represents decades of history, power, and legacy. Queen Elizabeth II, a figure who witnessed wars, revolutions, and the transformation of nations. This coin carries her image, but more importantly, it carries time itself. Now turn the coin over. You'll notice a bird, calm, floating on water. This is the loon, a symbol deeply connected to Canada's identity. But here's where things start to get interesting, because not all loonies are the same. Some of them are worth far more than just $1. And here's the part that most people don't know. Certain Canadian dollar coins, especially older or rare variations, have been sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Yes, a coin that looks completely ordinary could actually be a hidden treasure. But why? What makes one coin valuable and another just spare change? The answer lies in details. The kind of details most people ignore. Small differences in minting, slight variations in design, tiny errors that shouldn't exist, but do. These imperfections, what collectors call mint errors, can transform a simple coin into something rare and highly valuable. Now imagine this. You receive a coin like this as change. You put it in your pocket. You forget about it. Days pass, maybe even years, and one day, you realize that the coin you ignored was never ordinary to begin with. That's the reality of rare coins. They don't come with warnings. They don't come with labels. They move silently through the world, waiting for someone who knows what to look for. Look again at this coin. The texture, slightly worn. The edges, touched by time. Every scratch tells a story. Every mark is proof that this coin has traveled. Through hands, through places, through moments you'll never know. And yet, here it is, right in front of you. Now think about this. What if this coin has already passed through hundreds of people, and not one of them noticed its true value? What if the person who spent it had no idea that they were giving away something rare? That's what makes coin collecting so powerful. It's not just about money. It's about awareness. It's about seeing what others don't. And sometimes, it's about discovering something extraordinary in the most ordinary place. But here's where the story takes a deeper turn. Now here's where things get even more interesting. What if the coin you're looking at right now isn't just an ordinary 1989 Canadian dollar, but a hidden collectible that most people completely overlook? Yes, this 1989 Loonie coin might look common at first glance, but the truth behind it is far more fascinating than you think. Let's break it down. The year 1989 falls in the early period of Canada's famous Loonie dollar coins. This design, featuring Queen Elizabeth II on the front and the iconic loon bird on the back, had only been introduced a couple of years earlier. That means coins from this era are among the earlier editions of this now famous currency, and early editions always attract collectors' attention. But here's the twist. Not all 1989 coins are equal. Some were minted with slight variations, tiny differences in strike quality, surface texture, or even minor minting errors. And in the world of coin collecting, these small details can mean everything. A coin that looks normal to you could actually be rare to someone who knows exactly what to look for. Now take a closer look at your coin. Notice the worn surface, the slight discoloration, the aging marks. These are not just signs of use, they are signs of history. This coin has traveled through time, passed from hand to hand, carrying a story with it. And sometimes, that story increases its value more than a perfect-looking coin ever could. And here's something most people don't know. Coins from the late 1980s were part of a transition phase in minting technology. Subtle changes were happening in how coins were produced, which means some coins from this period ended up with unique characteristics. These imperfect coins are exactly what collectors search for, because rarity is never about perfection. It's about uniqueness. Now imagine this scenario. Thousands of people might have had this same coin, but only a few actually checked it carefully. Only a few noticed the small details, and only a few realized its potential value. So the real question is, are you one of them? Because if your 1989 Canadian dollar coin has any unusual features, like an off-center strike, double markings, or unique wear patterns, it could be more valuable than you think. Even if it's not extremely rare, its age and historical significance still make it interesting for collectors. And this is exactly why coin hunting is becoming popular again. People are realizing that treasures don't always come in gold bars or diamonds. Sometimes they come in the form of a simple coin that everyone ignores. So before you spend this coin or throw it aside, take a moment, look at it carefully, compare it, research it, because you might be holding something special, something rare, something valuable. Next time you find an old coin like this, don't ignore it, because hidden value is often found in the things we use every day.